heard, we get them out so that we can get them off the floor and into law. And I think you'll agree with me. So we're going to start with 5413. Allison, would you brief that bill? And it is concerning housing for essential needs and age, blind, and disabled assistance programs.
Madam Chairs and members of the committee and Representative Taylor, good evening. Allison Mendiola, committee staff to the Human Services Committee. In the interest of time, I can actually brief both 5413 and 5480 together if you would like. Just give you a high level and then people can testify, might be quicker. Okay, so both bills actually have to do with age, blind, and disabled, which is a cash assistance program for those who are blind, disabled, and likely who are determined to meet supplemental security income disability criteria, also known as SSI, and it's expected to last at least 12 consecutive months. And then there's also the HEN program, which is the Essential Needs and Housing Support Program, which is a referral. DSHS does the eligibility, and then the person is referred to Commerce. And under this program, you have to be unable to work for at least 90 days due to a mental or physical incapacity or both. And the benefits provided would be rental assistance and essential needs through a network of homeless and homeless prevention providers, which also can include local governments. A person can receive both ABD and HEN benefits when you have an application pending for SSI. And then when you receive your SSI, the benefits that overlap, the ABD benefits and the SSI benefits currently are considered a debt to the state. And then 5413, both 5413 and 5480, which is sponsored by Senator Kaufman and is DSHS request legislation. Both of these bills propose that ABD recipients do not need to pay back the ABD benefits when they become eligible for SSI. And then a few changes are made under 5413 regarding the HEN program, and that is the primary change made under 5480, and then in 5480, which is the agency request legislation, the statutory income limit for HEN is removed from statute, which is similar to other cash benefit assistance programs. We have not yet received a fiscal note for either bill. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
And we're going to ask members of the committee, not that way they hold questions for you, Allison, if they have any, but as we move forward in comments and questions, we ask you that you follow up with folks later on just so we can get through. And I'm going to be very quick with my comments. This is a bill that I am sponsoring, and it is around the housing for essential needs, better known as HEN and ABD. What I will say, my name is Claire Wilson. I'm from the 30th Legislative District, and I'm proud to bring the bill in front of you today. We've had a number of work sessions and have had a lot of active interest in housing that we've heard about tonight, but for a long time around people with disabilities who've been prevented from them working. And so housing is an issue, and getting support services is an issue. And when we think about the HEN program and ABD, we know that there is a lag and there's a bridge that needs to happen, and folks can't move from one program to the other and know that they won't become unhoused again. So the work group has been working, and I'm going to reserve comments and make sure folks who are here tonight can speak to the bill. And if people have further questions, please ask me, members of the committee. But in the interest of time, Senator Frame, would you please call folks up?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We will very quickly move through 5413 because we have just a handful of people signed in, and then we will move to hear from Senator Kaufman and then do 5480. So let's have Dan Wise, Melanie Smith, Michelle Lahosky, and Christina Sariak come forward. I think Dan and Melanie are in person. And then if we can get Michelle and Christina ready on deck, that'd be great.
And we have a 60-second timer, so let's have to speed speak.
Go ahead, Melanie.
Good evening, Chair Wilson and members of the committee. I'm Melanie Smith here on behalf of the Seattle-King County Coalition on Homelessness. We're testifying in support of both of these bills. They are both wonderful. Senator Wilson, thank you so much for your work. I want to say that the removal of the requirement to pay back the HEN benefit is really important. It was a recommendation from the Poverty Reduction Work Group. It is a really, really important thing to do. It's going to be the thing that stabilizes people on the tiny amount of money that they get for the long term We don't want them to go back into homelessness later. I want to say about Senator Wilson's HEN bill, this is really important for the administrators of the HEN program. We know from other programs that when we give a longer authorization time and we don't have to have continual reauthorizations, I'm looking at working connection childcare here, we have administrative efficiencies and it can be really good. So please vote for both of these bills. Thank you so much.
And I don't see Dan in person, so let's go to Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle Lahusky. I live in the 26th district. I'm a mom of a 35-year-old son who has the condition of Down syndrome. About 3 years ago, I had the condition of cancer, and trying to find adult family home or a place for him to live, and really not having any helps from the system of helping to support that transition was not available. Thank goodness I don't have my cancer's. It has is benign now, so that doesn't mean it won't come back, right? So I'm still concerned about this issue. If something would happen to me, I am the only living care provider for my son, and so I'm concerned that there is no plan in place for aging families, and we need to make sure that there's a plan. So passing these bills would be a good thing.
Thanks, Michelle.
And it sounds like Dan Wise is on Zoom, so if we can get Dan into the room, and while we're waiting, let's have Christina speak. Go ahead, Christina. Dan, oh, okay, Christina's not here. Dan, go ahead, sorry.
Good evening, Madam Chairs and members of both committees. My name is Dan Wise, and I'm with Catholic Community Services of King County. We are the HEN provider in King County. I'm here speaking on behalf of both bills, but in particular Senate Bill 5413, which modernizes the HEN program and aligns with national best practices for providing rent assistance. It allows disabled adults to find housing and allows us to provide a full 12 months of rent assistance, which aligns with a lease. The majority of our clients are renting housing in the private market, and this change helps us provide assurance to landlords that we can pay the full 12 months of the lease and also be there to provide guidance and support if any issues arise. I really appreciate the sponsors understanding the importance of a rental safety net for disabled adults, and I ask the committee to move both bills out of the committee. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I believe that that is all the public testifiers that we have signed in exclusively for 5413. I think we're going to leave it open in case other testifiers were intending to speak to both bills. And I think now, Madam Chair, we're ready to hear